We already have this one. Hello, YouTube. Just gaming. We're going through before we do the Rick Sanchez run again. So, dungeon. This is a dungeon. Interesting, but not enough. Says something about PS5. Castle overhaul. Uh, Sounds like there's a problem, but. Mhm. And these are most popular today, and then we'll go over the feature. Pack of new weapons, just so you know. I don't know what it's saying, so I won't get it because I don't know. It's like, really, you should test each mod out separately. So, nope, hold on. Literally like the other one. And he does overhaul mods. Let's see, Ghoul Mob Rules. And that'd be interesting. Numbers. More XP, and yeah, sure. I'm just seeing, because it's important to know. Because it's either, for the load order, it's either at the bottom, at the top, or in the middle is fine. So. And this says what they practically are. They're, took too long. Alright, we'll check out that. This would be fun if I was doing a Fat Man. Mysterio. It's just one guy. Immersive is cool. It's all Creation Club. I already have these. I'm interested. And Loki is actually one of the names of the Creation Club dogs. And these are just most popular today. I'm always curious to watch. Okay. Okay, I think I found what I needed. I needed something to put the files into the game. So I have workshops that do not. Oh. So, yep. If anything breaks, it is what it is. I started to see the voice that. Says better. I'm always interested in better. sorting would help. Like, so I have that one mod, and yeah, they said have a storage thing near for so you don't do that and waste caps. Which I get, it's 50 caps at most for 250. So some of these are worth it, especially if you intend to sell them and get money back. It's like, but some of these I want it. Like, it's like I was making shipments, and it wasn't costing anything but the fertilizer. It was free fertilizer for each. It's like, yeah, that's one way to do it. But for money, it makes more sense for cats having someone paying someone. And yeah, imagine that you paid for these, which could happen. You can easily make these in, and yeah, I would prefer. And I would make as many shipments as I could. Because I don't want to be bogged down by weight. They're weight efficient. I buy them just for the material in game. I pretty much have the ones I want. I just like going through this. I'm not trying to, but I can make them, so it is what it is. It's like, yeah, in the wild, I'm going to pick it up and, of course, use it. It's ammo for a gun. So, counting two craftable, and I like new craftable things, but to be honest, I don't want these things to have to take field. They're pretty much making it where you're, um, where you're and that's good. They did change that, so and that's interesting. So pretty much anything that used to be oil will be changed. And that's that. Let's go up the feature. One's been interesting. I'll be able to focus on this a little more. I have something like this. I have enough coatings. Oh, I already have this. Sorry. I was about to say. It's like, let's see what this does. Because, yeah, casings would be interesting. And, yeah, some of these, mods should tell you that, hey, when you crash this, it makes a shit ton. I had something crash so many, I was surprised. Raid, I haven't cleared up. What? And we don't have to worry about our stats. Like, we have something that will give us 5 stats to all, and it's on most armor. Okay, first thing I look at is how many votes and favorites, and because that's like an extra step. It's like I'll go through after I'm done and favorite the ones I like as a unit. Humans, they always do the humans, which humans is actually good because you face humans more than anything. Sure. And it's interesting. It could be fun for certain builds. Not really situated where I test everything. This is Megabyte, but it's a player home. For those who pay real money for player homes, mods you can have it. But if you want generic with one things, but since I have mods on anyways, I'll try it out. Okay, interesting. Glassy, a moving maze made out of glass. Highly rated. Need the 3 DLCs. But yeah, I'm not looking for a maze. I already have these. I want what I'm looking for, and if anyone knows, is like craftable turrets that you can have on your person. I'm not trying to. And yeah, I'll talk about certain mods and whether or not I'm going to keep it. It's like certain ones, it's like, the mute one's interesting, but they pretty much just act like normal settlers, and I get one or two. Now, you could argue that, hey, this could have been this. Sure, I'll look into it. Hey. And yeah, I look for highly rated, first of all. Uh, download size, I want that small because more just means it's probably going to slow down the game. I'm not trying to have this game go slow, especially on a PS5. And I said, I saw this. Okay, right. Yeah, let's feature. Highest rated. We'll go through each of these today, so sure, we'll check it out per support your to might have to start a new game. Which I get. If you're doing mods, just start a new game. I just do that by default. Okay, images for location in. So there's a toolbox. Um, it's a small thing, but it's a. And here's the problem. Unarmed damage whole lot. Increase. Where's Sure. Boom. Seeing a shit ton of high level caps. Like, yeah, that's a slight problem I have. If I don't like it, I could just sell it, and that's what I should do. Change from. Now, cheat room. I don't want a cheat room. I already have one. I have actually 3. So this week. It's small. Gives me access to a bunch of power armor. I might do that instead. I need the frames. 7. So, new save. Which is what we're doing. We'll have to make a new save every time if this is worth it. And that's why I'm redoing. I don't want to have to start a new save just to add something I need to fix something. Well, I can. So it's over to the west. Southwest of the vault. Work. Door that leads to places. And power armors might be worth it. Because that's what I'm seeing. Power armor. Sure. Sold. Normally I don't do this, so you know. Sure, I'll look into it. Oh, that's small. Ooh, I can add more? If I can, that's great. Because to be honest, that's what it should have with the Creation Club. Player homes. We're just going to grab the player homes. We'll see how they go. Let's see. Change that terminal. Add a very tiny outfield. Have that. I think I already have one. So these are like the ones, and I was thinking flare gun would be useful just to call people in. Ah, they do. Excellent. That's what I want. Minuteman Armor Musketeer. Power Armor Unit. Okay, cool. That's good. Make it more aggressive. Keep seeing this one, and I'm curious. I do have, and yeah, I definitely really want that because I don't build walls around it. It's like, what is this, sanctuary or not sanctuary? Covenant. But yeah, when I saw that, I wanted to take it over. Okay. Let's see that container. Uh, That's for fun. What the hell? And yeah, I understand. This thing. Ideally, I want each one, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. This kinda fixes my issue with. Oh, but to be honest, connect them anyways. Because I can make a robot provisioner. But yeah, these really far things, and to be honest, I can make them back and forth. Mm. Oh, this makes everything free. No, 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 no. I don't want the stuff free. Sure, it's whatever. Sure, check out the room. I don't like the regen from rads faster. Pine Blue Cabin. I'll give it a try. It's small enough. Okay, it's right outside. Oh man. Fine. Sure. Well, check out. Sure. What?
You want food?
Maybe.
Well, I got food right here for you.
Thank you.
Chicken. No. Give me my drink. What? What? John, or Z, knock it off. No. What are you doing? I have one. Well, aren't you sharing that with others? Can't you have your own? Thanks. No, Elvis, come on. Cocoa melon, Grandma. No. No. Take it. Knock it off. I don't want it. Waiting for some chicken. I don't know. He could have got hit yesterday in the eye also because Elvis was the aggressor for the most part. I don't know. Arlo didn't stop.
Is it dead?
Elvis off, and he kept trying to go after Arlo, and I kept stopping him. And then when I stopped stopping him because I had to get up and do something, then Elvis went after Arlo, and they kind of got into a little scuffle. A couple times. Yeah, but he was the one that started it. He was pissed off that Arlo lost everything, so trying to push Arlo around. Get off me! Can you watch what you're doing? No, you're not sorry, because you're not paying attention. I know.
Wild ass Indian. I got it. Yeah. Come on a little bit upstairs. I'll put it in your bowl. Come on. Come on. You want chicken? You want chicken? Come on. A little bit. He's fine. He's gonna be eating chicken. And I am the Flash. I mean, What? What? Your finger stuck?
Mm-hmm.
You good? Uh,
There exists a man, born in one time but living in another. A man who accidentally fell into a cryo chamber, then later got pushed, and then later stopped the person pushing him only to push himself anyway. That man is Philip J. Fry, an interesting specimen with a host of other interesting characters to help him complete tasks. So, it begs the question. The rules are simple. Fry can only use laser pistols and must have Bender and Leela with him at all times. So with that out of the way, let's see how this lost episode of Futurama would have gone.
Get ready for fun, Fry. Nowadays, we have a type of game played entirely on video.
We call it a video game. A video game, you say? Well, golly gee. You mighty spacemen of the future will have to show me how it works. Go ahead, get into these mech suits. I guess I'll have to test it out myself. It's still like 30 degrees inside. Really? I guess when you're around it all day, you stop noticing.
Like always, we start with creating the normal delivery boy turned human popsicle, and then we set the stats. Strength and perception got dropped to a 1, as being a delivery boy doesn't require you to be a bodybuilder, and Fry can be pretty oblivious sometimes. Endurance was set to 5. Originally I had it at 10, but I think that may have been overkill. Charisma got bumped up to a 5 because Fry has a way with the ladies. Intelligence was a 1 for obvious reasons. And agility became a 5, and luck got set to 10, because for how many heart attacks this man has had, he's clearly got to deal with the devil. Now, finally being able to explore the game's surroundings, Fry just kept heading in the direction of gunshots because tutorials are for wusses and real men are forged by clicking all the buttons in the middle of a fight. Arriving at the Cambridge Police Department, Fry quickly learned that fighting without a weapon is useless, but luckily a huge hulking man was there to help.
Just so we'll know, who's the enemy?
A valid question. We know nothing about their language, their history, or what they look like. But we can assume this. They stand for everything we don't stand for. Also, they told me you guys look like dorks.
This was nice and all, but who the hell wants to play with Zap? I mean, just listen to the way this guy says champagne.
Champagne?
Exactly. A god amongst mere mortals that clearly is the top of the leaderboards. No room for casuals here. However, now in this new unknown environment, Fry decided he'd have a lot more fun if he was playing with his best friend. But, Bender seemed to be adjusting just fine.
All right, I'm low on bullets. Everybody scooch together.
But with the bad guys taken out, Fry got a weapon finally. Now he could start showing off how good he actually was.
Well, I didn't have anything else planned for today. Let's go get drunk.
So the first order of business was getting the layout of the land, and what better way to get the word on the street than to stop by the biggest hub city, Diamond City. But who else to run into than Leela? It appeared she chose the annoying class as she was outside yelling to an intercom about the negative effects video games have on the youth of today. It's no surprise she got locked outside. But with Leela joining the squad, they now had their first quest, to save a pretty princess from a castle. So, naturally, it was time to see how PvP behaved in this game. And it's not even a contest. When you roll up on a group of free skins with a laser pistol and they're still using default weapons, what chance did they have? Plus, Fry is a goddamn wizard when it comes to video games. But that's not to say the Triggermen didn't stand a chance. When in doubt, just hit every button available. You're bound to use a combo eventually. However, when asked to pick up the slack as Bender seemed to be taking the easy route, instead of putting his back into it, he just replicated himself to cover the slack. I mean, technically the job is still getting done. Further in, our trio, or whatever the word for a group of 4 was, rescued the damsel in distress, and then made their way to their first major boss of the run. But before jumping into things, the Planet Express crew had to send the extra Bender on his way, you know, to balance out the teams.
Fight my shiny metal ass.
And now the deathmatch could begin.
It's really you.
Get a room, you two. We're in a room. Well, then lose some weight.
With the princess rescued and brought back to the kingdom, our heroes were given their next quest: to assassinate the robot devil holed up in Fort Hagen. A truly hellish landscape. Inside, our heroes
What?
had to deal with the newly deceased still trying to figure out how
Why am I
things
not
were
happy?
here, but they did put up more of a fight
I
than
am.
the
I'm
trio
fine.
did. Mainly due to the fact that laser blasts don't seem to do much against metal forged in the fires of hell. So Leela decided to get it close.
Want a hug?
I know watching him.
Okay.
Only to realize that her combat skills do not carry over into the game. Continuing on, our brave heroes met with the famed robot devil.
Ah, these guys.
That's right, Robot Devil. And we've come to reclaim a soul.
Guess the number I'm thinking of. It's between 1 and 3.
4.
Between 1 and 3, not including 1 or 3.
Yeah.
Is it right? Yes. The number I was thinking of was the letter M. What are you waiting for? A kiss goodbye?
So I found out really quick that Leela wasn't going to be able to help like he was used to. After repelling the devil by just allowing Bender to bend him right back to hell, the Planet Express crew were able to grab some important info and make their way over to Good Neighbor, to Dr. Amari, to receive the next major quest. Continuing on with their trek into the wonders of VR, our trio made their way through Ohio and met with Lur.
People of Earth, I am Lur of the planet Omicron Persei 8. We want the one you call McNeil. Give us McNeil, or we will lay waste to your cities with our anti-monument laser.
Apparently, while watching a TV show of his, the signal cut out, and because this version of Earth had fallen into a nuclear apocalypse, he came searching for the ending of the show himself. But now meeting with Fry and the gang, he saw an opportunity. If they could go and find the ending to his show, he wouldn't destroy what was left of the planet. Fry, not wanting to get a game over and having dealt with this in the real world, figured that at least he was still playing the game and went to go find the show's details. Making their way to Green Tech Genetics, the gang fought through the gunners. But besides having slightly scarier guns, all Fry had to do was use his elite gamer skills to make a short work of the bad guys. All this to guard the secrets of a canceled TV show? Arriving at the last known director of the show, Fry knew what he had to do. Except considering that this guy looked like he hung out in a filthy chat room, Fry let Leela and Bender sort this one out. With the script in some kind of brain chip, Fry ventured forth to find people to decode it, and luckily they weren't too far away. With the script in hand, our heroes made it back to Lur and handed it to him.
We are reasonably satisfied with the events we have seen. Overall, I would rate it a C+. Okay? Not great. As a result, we will not destroy your planet. But neither will we provide you with our recipe for immortality.
The planet was saved, at least in this scenario, and the next major quest could begin. So now with the end of the game drawing near, Fry had to side with the faction to finish. So he went to see how old that Brannigan was doing, and yeah, let's just say he was not happy to see him. So instead, he went with the second option. He went ahead. These guys were super big on history, which Fry could not care less about, but they did have a guy with a big hat. So when asked to go clear the town of his guys, the military showed up and pretty much erased anything living from its existence. On top of that, a tank bot decided to join the attack, breaking most of Fry's limbs, and as if it wasn't already too chaotic, Zack and his goob showed up to take the credit, but they got slapped right back to the Stone Age. Or at least that's what would have happened if they hadn't. Oh, wait, no, there they go. As I was saying, back to the Stone Age. Another quest finally completed, and now they can build a teleporter too. Oh, game time's over. Time to get back to work.
Good news, everyone. I'm sending you on an extremely controversial mission. Controversial? Oh, my lord.
So, back on the where the crew got tasked with the mission. They were to deal with some no-gooders kicking up a storm. Normally, this part is always a mess as one of the raiders goes nuts with a fat man, but apparently Fry was suffering from some VR bleed effect, so he was able to keep his skills. Look, if it can happen to Desmond in the Assassin's Creed series, it can happen here. Plus, for some reason, the raiders here were just into beating the shit out of Fry instead of actually using their guns, which I'm not complaining about. Making their way up to the leader, Fry tried to just have a heart-to-heart with the enemy, causing him to pass out. But this was only part of the controversial mission. Turns out some protesters were trying to harbor robots, but Professor Farnsworth needed them for reasons. But when everyone is shooting at each other, it makes it incredibly easy to just walk past all the violence. Inside, Fry talked with all the runaway robots and returned for a well-earned celebration.
Good news, everyone. We have a mission to further the noble cause of intergalactic peace.
And by intergalactic peace, what he really meant to say is no one will give you any problems if you remove them from life. So the crew headed over to remove a super battery to fuel their future endeavors. And sure enough, fighting their way out of here was gonna have to be necessary. But luckily, with Farnsworth making a ton of robots to aid them, the fighting wasn't so bad. With the battery secured, now it was time to abduct, gather other scientists to help with future plans. But for as well as everything was going for the Planet Express crew, the military wanted revenge. And my god, did they mean business. The mission was simple: to infiltrate their base, turn their super robot against them, and be back in time before dinner. Only issue is, the UIF mod I had installed made these guys tough. And I don't mean like kinda tough, I mean like holy shit tough. Besides the fancy new gear and better weapons, they just seemed to appear out of thin air, and they were holding off the Planet Express reinforcements and Bender and Leela. This fight, which should have taken only about 20 minutes, boiled over into nearly an hour of running for his life and just gunning down whatever got in the way. But thankfully, Daddy Howard threw Fry a bone, and Liberty Prime was fully operational at only 75%, turning on its giant communist-hating laser and destroying the opposition, once and for all. All that was left to do was run back to Professor Farnsworth and tuck him into bed. Another day at Planet Express finished. This run took way longer than I expected. Not because of the difficulty of the run, I mean, besides the end was just absolutely nuts. But it was mainly because of how many reshoots I had to do and just making sure that the run made sense. But I'm happy with the way it turned out. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a ton. Plus, if you have a suggestion for a challenge run you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. I play all sorts of games, so no challenges off the table. I want to thank all of you that watched to this point, and as always, I've been Chris from Crisis Gaming, and I will see you on the next one. Well, it's official. YouTube decided Peter Griffin was too scary for children, and so he got sent to the Shadow Realm. So this week, we'll try to not end up age-restricted to eternity, and use a character known for their arts and crafts skills. Today, I'll be finding out if you can beat Fallout 4 as Walter White. The rules for this are that I'm only allowed to use the Syringer in 44, and I'm not allowed to heal any radiation I get during the run. Without further ado, let's get into it. The run begins like many with creating our character and setting the stats. For Walter White, I went with 10 charisma for better prices when purchasing crafting materials and selling back goods, a 10 in intelligence because of nerd rage, but mainly for chemist and because it fits the character, 3 in luck for bloody mess way further down the line, and 2 in perception because I had a point left over. The rest of the special stats are all at 1 due to Walter having cancer by this point in his life and already being 50 years old. But now being set free to the Commonwealth, it was time to start up the business venture of a lifetime. After gathering all the potential goods in Sanctuary and grabbing a 44 just lying out in the open, Walter began the long hike to Diamond City. Along the way, he ran into some thugs holding up a diner, but Walter has seen enough to know how to fix the situation. By getting money from the thugs, and then reward money from the would-be victims. He's gonna need all the caps he can get to be able to fund his startup enterprise. Continuing along, Walter makes his way to Cambridge Police Station to launch as the Brotherhood deals with the surrounding locals. Considering at this point his gun only has 5 bullets, he doesn't see the harm in letting others use up all of their resources while he gets to keep his. Plus, it's easy experience. Finally arriving in Diamond City, he first visits the local doctor who sells the syringer, and because of all the money Walter had made up until this point, it's an easy transaction. Now, as far as the syringer ammo goes, since it's all crafted, it made more sense to make something to defend himself than start crafting chems. And luckily, Myrna and Percy in Diamond City sell pretty much everything you could ever need for this. Now with multiple ways to defend himself, Walter stops by the Colonial Tap House to enjoy a drink. Or he would if there wasn't a one-sided ass whooping being dished out. After talking with Paul, Walter got tasked with sorting out the barkeep. Turns out that the barkeep was getting a little too friendly with Paul's wife and he wanted it stopped, which makes sense. What didn't make sense was while Walter was telling Cook to skip town, Cook offered Walter a job to ambush a chem deal, making a lot of money and scoring some free chems. Intrigued, he took up the offer. Maybe this is what was needed to finally start making some serious money and start building up his reputation. The unlikely duo met up at the ambush point, and Walter let Cook take the lead. The syringer did an okay job at annoying the person shot, but 30 damage was all right. However, the wait for the full amount of damage to happen was slower than just using an unmodified pipe pistol. With the deal disrupted, Walter interrogated the only survivor for literally every drop of info she had as to where the chems were coming from, but she was too valuable to be left alive. But with Cook and Walter now being the only people alive to know what transpired today, loose ends needed to be tied. Now with the chems and all the money, the run was beginning to finally take shape. After doing some light crafting, Walter went to check out the chem lab, but when he saw super mutants blowing up ghouls, he figured he was going to need some backup first. Now, I tried to get a mod for Jesse to work from the beginning to do the whole run with him, but clearly that didn't work. So I went with the next best bet, Kate. Walter kicked in the door to the combat zone and gave everyone free samples of what was to be the next hottest thing on the block. And believe it or not, this went pretty well. All that had to be done was take out a couple of random auto feeders, and now Kate was ours. So, first things first, Kate adorned her Jessie cosplay, and then our heroes raced over to Good Neighbor to pick up some supplies for making money, and even ran into the thugs from the diner again. The funniest part is, Walter tried to instigate a fight with them since they wouldn't talk, and for some reason, the whole town attacked them instead of him. Nice! So, when I say Walter was procuring supplies, here's what I actually mean. To make jets, you need 2 parts fertilizer and 1 part plastic. To make a bleeding syringer shot, you need 1 part fiberglass, 1 part oil, and 2 parts steel. For anyone looking to do a run similar like this in the future, you would visit Cleo and Good Neighbor or Trash Can Carla for a shipment of 25 oil, a shipment of 25 fiberglass from Deb and Bunker Hill. Fertilizer can be made in a settlement using Brahmin and a feed trough, or purchased in bags from pretty much every vendor. Or you could even buy a shipment of 25 fertilizer from Myrna in Diamond City. Same with plastic and steel. What Myrna has, Piercy has as well. Between these 5 different shipments, you could constantly have a flow of supplies back to Sanctuary to craft chems. So with the trade route set up and the local shop owners pushing his chems, Walter went to go get the only faction who could help manufacture and distribute, the Minutemen. Busting them out of the Museum of Freedom was a cakewalk, and even the Deathclaw outside didn't put up too much of an issue. Before moving too soon, Walter decided to investigate something. Mama Murphy has the ability to see the future like some kind of fortune cookie with legs. However, she needs free samples of the high-shelf chems. But if he plans on running an empire, Walter's going to need all the help he can get. So, what if it's one dose of jet? Surely this won't come back to haunt him. Now, officially using the Minutemen to push his chem empire, Walter starts helping settlements to get more workers, but decides to make a quick stop by that chem lab he forgot about. Easy money. Okay, now
What?
settlements. And first up is 10 Pines
You're
Alive.
stuck?
The usual waltz through Port Vegas.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
The syringer is topped up with bleed rounds, and as long as he takes
Get
his
you
time,
out?
Walter clears this place with little to no issue. And what issues he did get, Kate, aka Jessie, sorted out. With a report back to Preston to tell him the good news, Mom Murphy gets past the medics to peer into the super distant future and warn Walter about needles and not alive people. But it doesn't make any sense, so he doesn't pay it any attention. Cue some more Minutemen quests, and although Kate hates us while doing these, the supplies continue to roll in, meaning Walter can keep up the flow of chems, and whenever he needs something, he just trades chems for goods instead of spending a single cap. Capitalism at its best. With Walter's empire growing before his eyes, it was time to get a bigger settlement to attract workers and cut down on costs for advertising. It was time to take back the castle. Dealing with Airlips wasn't so bad, as Walter could just tag on with a syringe around and let the Minutemen take care of the rest. But the Queen was another story. Besides the insane health she had and the fact that Walter couldn't heal his rats, this fight resulted in him running in between buildings and taking a shot when and where he could. But the syringer wasn't really doing anything against the Queen, so it was time to finally use some of that fulminated mercury Walter had been carrying around for so long. With the Queen dispatched, the castle is now under Minutemen occupation, and that meant the Kemp Empire had a lot more room to grow now. But before continuing to grow his enterprise, a stop by Mama Murphy to give her daily dose occurred. Except for Walter did get
Hi.
seemingly random passcode shut off of cursor, Mama Murphy decided that it's time for a long sleep. Everyone seemed to be fearful she wouldn't get up, but Preston didn't seem fazed.
Hey, I got word of a settlement that needs our help. I'll mark it on your map. We can use all the support we can get. So see what you can do to help.
So Walter was off to continue recruiting workers to supply him with the materials to keep the Commonwealth moving, because this train ain't stopping for nobody. After enough settlements had been saved, it was time to outfit the castle with the big guns. And with the Minutemen sated for the moment, Walter was now tasked with finding Nick Valentine. It turns out he was being held captive by a small-time gang. The Triggermen weren't so much of an issue, as by this point Jessie, aka Kate, in a bad cosplay, and Walter were able to force their way through Problem 14. When they met up with Nick, they worked through the rest of the opposition, and then came face to face with the leader of the group. Being outnumbered and outgunned, it was time to improvise. With Nick now saved and owing Walter more than his wallet could afford, he told him of an informant for the Institute running around the Commonwealth. Turns out they were the only ones stopping Walter from a monopoly on the hemp market. If Walter could find this guy, maybe he could figure out how to remove any opposition for his enterprise. Arriving at Fort Hagen, Walter discovered that the syringer didn't affect synths. This is probably what Mama Murphy was trying to warn him about. Luckily, he had been stockpiling ammo for his FO4, so he still had a way to fight back. Kate and Walter pushed their way through Fort Hagen to find the informant, and when they came face to face with him, it was another case of being outnumbered and outgunned. The danger. After the fight, they were able to recover a brain transplant from Kellogg, and upon taking it back to Dr. Amari, were able to dive through his brains to find the secrets on how to infiltrate the Institute. So now, Walter had to go meet with the scientist in the glowing sea. However, due to not being able to heal his radiation, dosing up on Radix and making a beeline for Virgil wasn't going to cut it this time. So putting on a hazmat suit he picked up from that chem lab raid, Walter was able to move through the glowing sea with little to no issue. Upon meeting with Virgil, it was learned that the only way to get into the Institute was to track down a Courser and extract its chip,
which our dynamic duo were more than happy to do. It's amazing how much help a FO4 gives you when you don't have to be frugal with your ammo. Upon getting to the courser, Walter had some choice words to say.
You clearly don't know who you're talking to, so let me clue you in.
What?
After
Play
grabbing
my
the
game.
they made their way to the railroad to wait
I
for
played my
the
game.
and then returned to Virgil to grab the schematics for the teleporter into the Institute. After hooking up the Minutemen with a constant influx of cash and chems, it was time for them to repay him and help construct the teleporter. Once inside, Walter and Father talked about territory and money, but clearly no compromise could be met.
A guy opens his door and gets you think out of me.
Walter knew he had the better product, and now the only thing left to do was take the Institute down to remove the competition. But it appeared Father had already thought of this, and now the castle was under attack. Since the syringer was useless against synths, Walter had to use his 44 and turrets littered throughout the area. Even with a high damage weapon and lots of health, this was a struggle, mainly due to the fact that Walter only had about half a health bar to work with because of the rads. But in the end, this was just a matter of playing it safe and relying on VATS to make sure his shots landed. With the castle defended, it was time to return the favor and strike back. But in preparation for the battle, Walter made sure to stock up on supplies, and since he didn't plan on returning, he finally used the caps he had been holding. No point holding out on the pushers. A quick swim through the sewers and a quick phone call to the homies, and the Minutemen were able to push through the Institute. Everybody gangster until the old ball-dying man whips out his piece and starts shooting up the place. A quick diplomatic farewell to Father, and allowing the Minutemen to watch a legend in the making. Walter planted the bomb on the reactor and poured it out, smacking the detonation button and securing his grasp on the common. Playing as a Chem Kingpin was pretty sweet, and by far this was the most amount of money I've ever had on one of these challenges by far. But this run was pretty interesting in how much money I could make buying and selling between all the vendors to keep up ammo for the syringer to wait until 44 ammo became more available. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a ton. Plus, if you have a suggestion for a challenge you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. I play all sorts of games, so no challenges off the table. And remember guys, at 10,000 subs, we are going to be attempting Dust at 1 HP. We're so close at this point, and I don't think it'll be too long before it actually comes to fruition. I want to thank all of you that watched to this point, and as always, I have been Chris from Crisis Gaming, and I will see you on the next one.
Do you want me to put on something else? DJ? Yeah, what do you want to watch? You want Mask? Yeah. Okay, I'll put Mask on. There you go. We'll get in bed. I scared you?
October is inventory time, so right now, Statler Toyota is making the best deals of the year on all 1985 model Toyotas. You won't find a better car at a better price with better service anywhere in your valley. That's Statler Toyota in
The Senate is expected to vote on this today. In other news, officials at the Pacific Nuclear Research Facility have denied the rumor that a case of missing plutonium was in fact stolen from their vault 2 weeks ago. A Libyan terrorist group had claimed responsibility for the alleged theft. However, officials now attribute the discrepancy to a simple clerical error. The FBI is investigating the matter.
Hey, Doc. Doc. Hello, anybody home? Nice, Doc. Come here, boy. What's going on? Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Disgusting. Wait a minute, 1:15 in the morning? What's going on? Where have you been all week? Where's our son? Is he with you? Yeah, he's right here. You know, Doc, you left your equipment around all week.
I realize it, Marty. You're more than welcome to the amplifier. There's a slight possibility of overload.
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
We'll see you tonight. Don't forget about 1:15 a.m. Twin Pines Mall.
Right. Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that it's 8:25?
Precisely.
Damn. I'm late for school.
Oh, Jennifer, Marty, don't go this way. Strickland's looking for you. If you get caught, it'll be 4 tardies in a row. I think we're safe. You understand it wasn't my fault. The doc said all his clients 25 minutes slow. Doc, you might understand you're still hanging around with Dr. Emmett Brown McFly. Party flip for you, Miss Parker. And one for you, McFly. I believe that makes 4 in a row. Now, let me give you Nichols with a free advice, young man. The so-called Dr. Brown is dangerous. He's a real nutcase. If you hang around with him, you're going to end up in big trouble. Oh, yes, sir. You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker. You remind me of your father when he went here. He was a slacker, too. Can I go now, Mr. Strickland? I notice your band is on the roster for the dance auditions after school today. Why even bother, McFly? You don't have a chance. You're too much like your own man. No McFly ever amounted to anything in the history of Hill Valley. History is going to change.
Re-elect Mayor Goldie Wilson. Progress is his middle name.
Wow, can't believe it. Never gonna get a chance to play in front of anybody. Marty, one rejection isn't the end of the world. Man, I just don't think I'm cut out for music. Well, you're good, Marty. You're really good. And this audition tape of yours is great. You've got to send it into the record company. It's like Doc said.
Yeah, I know. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
That's good advice, Marty.
All right, okay, Jennifer. What if I send you the tape and they don't like it? I mean, what if they say I'm no good? What if they say, get out of here, kid? You got no future. I mean, I just don't think I could take that kind of rejection. Jesus, I'm starting to sound like my old man.
Come on, it's not that bad. At least he's letting you borrow the car tomorrow night.
Check out that 4x4. That is high. Someday, Jennifer. Someday. Wouldn't it be great? Take that truck up to the lake. Throw a couple of sleeping bags in the back. Hang out underneath the stars. Not bad. What?
Does your mom know about tomorrow night?
Get out of town. My mom thinks I'm going camping with the guys. Well, Jennifer, my mother would freak out if she knew I was going up there with you, and I get the standard lecture about how she never did that kind of stuff when she was a kid. I mean, look, I think the woman was born in this.
She's just trying to keep you respectable.
She's not doing a very good job.
Terrible.
Seize the clock tower. Mayor Wilson is sponsoring an initiative to replace that clock. 30 years ago, lightning struck that clock tower, and the clock hasn't run since. We at the Hill Valley Preservation Society think it should be preserved exactly the way it is, as part of our history and heritage.
There you go, lady. There's a quarter.
Thank you. Don't forget to take a flyer.
Where were we?
What about you? That's my dad.
Right.
I've got to go.
I'll call you tonight.
I'll be at my grandma's. Here, let me give you the number.
How love.
Perfect. Just perfect. I can't believe you own your car without telling me it had a blind spot. I could have been killed. Biff, no, I never noticed that the car had any blind spot before when I would drive it. Well, what are you, blind for flying? It's there. How else do you explain that wreck out there? Biff, can I assume that your insurance is going to pay for the damage? My insurance? It's your car. Your insurance can pay for it. I don't know who's going to pay for this. I spilled beer all over when that car smashed into me. Who's going to pay my cleaning bill? And where's my reports? Well, I haven't finished suicide yet, but I figured since they weren't due till. Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Think, McFly. Think. I gotta have time to get a retype. Do you realize what would happen if I handed my reports in your hands, Freddie? I'll get fired. You wouldn't want that to happen, would you? Of course not, Biff. No, I wouldn't want that to happen. Now, look, I'll finish those reports up tonight, and I'll run them on over first thing tomorrow, all right? Too early. I sleep on Saturday. Why? Your shoes are tied. Don't be so gullible. Please pick some up from a fire. I have your car towed all the way to your house, and all you got for me is a light beer? What are you looking at, butthead? Say hi to your mom for me. You're going to stay, son. And you're right. You're right. But, it just happens to be my supervisor, and I'm afraid I'm just not very good at the car, Dad. He told it. I needed that car to work, Dad. I mean, do you have any idea how important it's supposed to be? Do you have any? I do, in all cases. I'm sorry. Believe me. Worry about all the aggravation, headaches, playing at that down. That's absolutely right, Mike. The last thing you need is headaches.
We're gonna have to eat this cake by ourselves. Your Uncle Joey didn't make parole again. It would be nice if you all dropped him a line.
Uncle Jailbird Joy? He's your brother, Mom.
Yeah, I think it's a major embarrassment having an uncle in prison. Mistakes in life, children.
God damn it.
David, watch your mouth. Come here and kiss your mother before you go. Come here.
Mom, make it fast. I missed my bus. See you later, Mom. Time to change that oil.
Hey, Marty. Net transferring service while you're outside shouting over the car. Jennifer Parks called you twice. I don't like her, Marty. Any girl who calls a boy is just asking for trouble. There's nothing wrong with calling a boy. It's terrible. Girls chasing boys. When I was your age, I never chased a boy or called a boy or sat in a parked car with a boy. And how am I supposed to ever meet anybody? Well, it'll just happen. Like the way I met your father. Oh, stupid. Grandpa hit him with the car. It was meant to be. If Grandpa hadn't hit him, then none of you would have been born. Yeah. I still don't understand my dad was born in the street. Was it, George?
What, Lorraine?
What? Anyway, your grandpa hit him with the car. I brought him into the house. He seemed so helpless. Like a little lost puppy.
My heart just went out to him. Yeah, Mom, we know. You've told us this story a million times. You felt sorry for him. You decided to go with him to the fish under the sea dance. No, it was the enchantment under the sea dance. Our first date. I'll never forget it. It was the night of that terrible thunderstorm. Remember, George? Your father kissed me for the very first time on that dance floor. It was then that I realized I was going to spend the rest of my life with him.
No, don't be silly. Yeah. On my way. Nice. Hey, what's the done, boy? Huh? You made it. Yeah. Welcome to my latest experiment. This is the big one, the one I've been waiting for all my life. Oh, well, it's a DeLorean, right? All your questions will be answered. Roll tape. Proceed. Good evening. I'm Dr. David Brown. I'm standing in the parking lot at Twin Pines Mall. Saturday morning, October 26, 1985, 1:18 a.m. And this is temporal experiment number 1. Come on. Hey, boy, get in. Ask the boy. Sit down. Just keep going on. That's it. Okay. Please note, the Einstein's clock is a precise synchronization with my control watch. Got it? Right, check that. Good. Is this ship, Einstein? Watch your hands. Yeah. My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
a spaceman occurred exactly 1:20 a.m. in 0 seconds. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein. Calm down, Marty. I didn't disintegrate anything. The molecular structure of both Einstein and the car are completely intact. Where the hell are they? The appropriate question is, when the hell are they? You see, Einstein has just become the world's first time traveler. I sent him into the future. 1 minute into the future, to be exact. And precisely 1:21 a.m. in 0 seconds, we shall catch up with him at the time machine. Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
I put the word.
DeLorean? The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style? Besides, the stainless steel construction made the punch person. What is it, huh? Oh, shameful. Einstein, you little devil. Einstein's clock is exactly 1 minute behind mine. It's still ticking. He's alive. He's alive. And he's completely unaware that anything happened. As far as he's concerned, the trip was instantaneous. That's why his watch is exactly 1 minute behind mine. He skipped over that minute to instantly arrive at this moment in time. Come here. I'll show you how it works. First, you turn the time circuits on. This readout tells you where you're going. This one tells you where you are. This one tells you where you were. The destination time on this keypad. Say you want to see the sign of the Declaration of Independence. Or witness the birth of Christ. Here's a red letter date in the history of science. November 5th, 1855. Yes, of course, November 5th, 1955. It was the day I invented time travel. I remember I was standing on the edge of my toilet, hanging a clock, the post was red. I slipped, hit my head on the edge of the sink, and when I came to, I had a revelation. A vision. A picture in my head. A picture of this. This is what makes time travel possible. A flux capacitor. Flux capacitor. It's taken me almost 30 years of my entire family fortune to realize the vision of that day. It's been that long. Things have certainly changed around here. I remember when this was all formed, as far as the eye could see. Old man Peabody, on all of this. And this crazy idea about reading mind.
This is heavy duty, Doc. This is great.
If this doesn't load, I'm gonna have to disable some mods.
You telling me that this sucker is nuclear? Hey, keep moving there. No, this stuff is electrical. I need a nuclear reaction to generate the 1.2 volts of electricity I need. What? Did you print that?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it short. I'll fire it up once I get this figured out. It can take a minute.